just being hyper focused on the game. All of that can be a lot, and I'm pretty distracted right now. Okay, turret, protect me. Hello guys, welcome back to the Sackade where I demo games. Today we're playing Arcadegeddon. I call it the Arcadegeddon sometimes. And its short version is, it's a game where I shoot things. There's just a bunch of waves and I just work my way through them, floor by floor. Nothing too exciting, too crazy. Actually, it's super exciting and you should stick around because I'm gonna be putting my full force into going as far into this game as possible, as quickly as I can. A little bit of background on the Sackade, right, which is separate from this game, which is Arcadegeddon. The point of this game is, the point of my series is to help you find games that you might be interested in. I know someone just shot at me, but they're just gonna keep respawning and I could really care less. And I think it's really important for you to recognize that the PlayStation 5 especially, which is where I'm currently playing, and maybe I'll play more PC games eventually, is lacking in PlayStation 5 specific games compared to their predecessors, their previous generations, where there's just not as many games I find that are, I don't know, interesting and really use the core mechanics of the PlayStation 5, which, ooh, mic too close to mouth, hold on. Which, from what I understand, is the controller at the very least, right? Where the controller has a very specific type of interaction with, oops, I shot that rocket too high. Where the controller has a very specific interaction with, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Oh, they're so annoying. What is this? Alright, hold on, I'm using the wrong gun for this. There you go. Destroy color glitches. Destroy the color glitch siphon in the order shown. Blue, pink, red, green. Am I crazy? Alright, I gotta hit the first one. And then, where's blue? Right there. And then, red, or is it pink? It's pink. And then orange, not red. And then green. Okay, that was super distracting. And I don't know where I was last at, but I can say that I find that there is just not as many games that really even care about the controller. Of course, there are games made for PlayStation 5 specifically, and they exist. I don't know what else to say, but I do often find myself, me and my friends find ourselves questioning whether or not there's actually enough games that represent what the PlayStation can do. And the worst case is that oh my gosh, I missed 3 shotguns in a row. The worst case is that we just find ourselves like searching for games and trying to figure out what can we do today that's not the typical mainstream games, which there's plenty, right? And I think online multiplayer has really become a blessing and a curse for systems like the PlayStation, where there's just so many games where you can just play with your friends and like just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Call of Duty's always been there, and it's obviously a good example of that, where what are you doing? Like if you're playing team deathmatch, you're constantly logging into a new match just to say that you're like, oh my gosh, they're really trying to make me suffer here. Just to say that you know, play the game mode. I don't know how to phrase that better, but basically to take up your own time. And that is the whole point of video games, to take your time and have fun. But I think it misses the point when you realize that solo gameplay sometimes is better than multiplayer gameplay. I think the big advantage for multiplayer gameplay is that you're doing it again and again and again, the same thing with your friends, by yourself, could be but it's always different, and it's more dependent on your skill. Or I don't even know if that's entirely true. It could also be maybe dependent on the people you're playing with. What's different though is that it doesn't really care about you as a player, one specific player, but it cares about like everyone who's playing the game. That's how I would phrase it. For example, Marvel Rivals or Overwatch, I think really has done a lot of work to make their game, quote, balanced, so that every role does specifically the thing that their role was assigned to do. So if you're there to heal, or to take damage, or to deal damage, then that's all you're going to really be able to do at you know, like that's going to be your main strength, and that's going to be what your best stat. You're going to be at a disadvantage when competing with people who have a different role. But in no case are you going to be someone. Can I get up here? Okay, something's wrong. Oh, I just gotta go around. But in no case are you gonna be someone who gets to, you know, do all three things really, really well, right? And then if there is such a character, then they just balance them to do less of the things they weren't assigned to do. And in this case, like if you're supposed to be dealing damage, then they don't want you to be able to focus too much on healing, you know, even if somehow you have that ability, or vice versa. And so what I found is that in solo games, though, they want to empower you as an individual player. It's your experience, your story to explore, right? Which is a lot more fun, but it's harder to come by, is what I think nowadays. I feel often disappointed with the collection of video games. Hold on. I burped. Because I often feel disappointed with the collection of video games available because there's just not a lot of solo gameplay available. Or if there is, it's hard to find. Like, it's hard to know exactly what is a good video game. What is going to be worth my time. That's why I like this game, or the Arcadegeddons, because I call it the Arcadegeddons, but that's what I'm going to call it, sorry. Because it's just a mindless game where you could play alongside of your friends, or by yourself, and it's all about you guys just having a fun experience, you know, for yourselves. It's not about, you know, countering your experience against someone else's, you know, which would then again like prevent you from having as much fun if it gets too competitive or too sweaty, which is again like a disadvantage. Is like being in competitive games like that, one of the things, like, and I noticed this with Marvel Rivals, for example, one of the things is the best players are going to be the people who have been on either that game or games like that game for a long amount of time, and who spends the most amount of time getting good at that game. It's not just inherently like you're not born better than everyone else at that game. You have to become better, you know? And even if you do spend the tons of time, you know, as possible, even if you have literally nothing else to do other than play the game, the problem is you're competing with other people who are doing the same thing. I burped again. Which means that there's always going to be a higher and higher ceiling, and that's lame. In my opinion, that's lame. For some people, that's good, you know. Some people like that. Some people want to just keep challenging themselves, and I, you know, say all the power to you, but it's just like, you know, at some point I want to make time for other things, you know? And it's not fun to have to constantly, alright, here's a portal with a boss fight, we're gonna do this right now. It's not fun to constantly devote time to a thing that is just one part of the experience, you know? And so what I mean is, you want to become good at Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals is a lot of fun. It's fun being good at it. It's not fun being bad at it. Here's another thought. I have not been using my superpowers. So I have this. I'm almost down. Alright, hold on. So this is a part I took a hit because I'm a very squishy but strong character. Okay, hold on. Trying to find health packs. Slowly building my health back up. Fire! How do you fire this R1 and then why are you doing that to me? Okay, I have no idea if I shot my fireball or not. I just lost my ability. Weird. I don't know what's going on. Oh, it was... I misunderstood. I have a turret as an ability. Okay, yeah. I have a little robot friend that I drop in a little rock guardian. And they've been doing a lot of damage to the boss, as you can see. There's boss fights scattered throughout each... Not throughout each level, but just the further you progress, the more... the closer you get to being able to encounter another boss fight. So that's just happened. I just found a boss fight. And it's pretty cool, because now I get a bunch of upgrades. I don't even know what I just... Oh, a continue token. Which I won't be using. I'll just do the one life. Hopefully I'm not so squishy that I can't handle it. And I'm considering the sword, but I don't need it. I really just want my old drill. Never mind, I'm taking the sword. Because I think it's cool. Yeah. So, I think what I was saying is Marvel Rivals would only be one experience, so as much as you might enjoy being good at it or playing it all the time, what sucks is that eventually you might want to make space for another game. You might just get bored. You might just have a bad day where everyone else is being particularly sweaty and it's just not worth it. So here's a thought. What about exploring another game? You know, my friends have a joke where they say anytime a player acts up too much and does something that would get them banned, like just saying really stupid things in the chat, they say, well, what's your favorite single player game? And I think that's funny because, yeah, once you get banned from the game, in theory, you're gonna have to start figuring out something else to play, and you're gonna be sad, you know, if you're one of those toxic players, because you're like, I just want to play more Marvel Rivals, but I can't because I got thrown out the game. So that's one example, but of course you can just also voluntarily choose to stop playing for whatever reason. Usually because, again, things just don't work in your favor for that day. And I think it's important to recognize that happens, and then the question is, what are you gonna do with your time? You know, you could go outside, but that's lame, right? No one wants grass. I think grass is whack. Grass is whack. 2025 quote. Anyway, the exploit. Well, then you're gonna have to find another game to play and something else to do. And so, okay, so whoever I'm supposed to be finding... Oh no, I'm not finding them, I'm protecting them! What the hell's happening? Get out of here. If you still want to just keep playing your PlayStation, then what's gonna suck is that you're not gonna have anything to do. And so what's nice about knowing being open to exploring the options on this console, for example PlayStation, but this, again, it's not necessarily PlayStation, is that you're gonna find a lot more games that maybe are worth distracting you or investing into. I mean, what's nice about PlayStation, at least PlayStation Plus, is that they do give you some decent... Hold on, working our way to the end. They do give you a PlayStation Plus. Sorry, did I say this? I'm going in loops. When you're subscribed, you have, you know, the opportunity to get 2 free games each month, which once you as long as you keep your subscription alive, you'll always have access to those 2 games that they offered you at that time, which is give and take, because I guess at the higher subscription levels you also just have a library of games just waiting for you, especially from older consoles. which makes sense for this channel because that's literally the whole point of what I do is just play older games, except for this isn't one of those. But the point is, at least, you know, they give me these games just through the subscription, which I can explore, you know, without having to pay anything additional, because I might already have it to play online. I guess not for Marvel Rivals, but you know, whatever paid games I might have that will require a subscription. And my whole point is, I think there is a vast library out there of games to explore, but the annoying part is, how are you supposed to know if they're any good if you never get to play them yourselves? So, very long-winded way of me saying that's what the Sackade is for. You're welcome. But I think it's also me talking about how much I just like offline games, and I like exploring a lot of random games, which is why, oh, I hate that guy so much. Which is why this concept exists in the first place. Which is why I proceeded to do it this way. You can just see me play a game in a very straightforward manner, and hopefully learn about a game that you might want to buy yourself one day. And this one, so far, is pretty straightforward, right? I'm just going around shooting some guys as I keep trying to progress to some random objective in these different floors. And then eventually I'm gonna run into a boss, and in the meantime I have access to multiple guns and a set of abilities, all of which I've customized myself, right? Like I had a set of powers that I could have chose from, and I chose specifically abilities that allow me to summon things. So a turret, and our little robot guy, and that giant rock man who's smacking people around, that guy. Okay, so now just getting to business, we're just gonna start walking around and shooting people. If that doesn't sound like a pretty straightforward goal, I don't know what is. I guess they just want me to close the breach, quote unquote, or otherwise just stand in this circle until the bar fills up. One thing about this character, I've made 5, each with different advantages and disadvantages. And this is my main character. This is the character I like to play because I'm big on hyper offense. And that's the whole point of this character, is that they do a lot of damage, they kill very easily. Their biggest setback is that they also die very easily, because apart from that little blue bar of shield that I have, you know, once I take health damage, I very quickly like start dying. I can very quickly die, and the worst case is to have to deal with that against a particularly strong boss. So, which is what happened to me earlier. I went into the first boss fight of the game, which would have ended this playthrough very early unless I used the continue, and I had to just rely on my little power-ups to protect me. Ooh, I don't remember them having these animations for the next floor. Looks like the next boss fight might be pretty tough for me, but we'll see. I really like this, like, what is this? Punk. I want to say, like, oh man, I can't even think of what kind of music this is. Like EDM. Oh, I'm cooked. Alright, you know what we're gonna do? We're not gonna talk about what type of music this is, but I think it's like a punkish. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. I made my character to be a pretty ambiguous looking. I really like the mystery behind them and just how cool they look. And that's the one thing that I really like about this game, is the whole aesthetic. I was trying to talk about the music, but I also like the customization options for all the characters. They just look like chill people. I mean, they're not actually people. They're like a little cartoony. But what I like about them is that that the designs are very just cool. Like, they're just cool people. They just look like people you might want to hang out with. Okay, I need my pistol. Those guys want to explode on me, and they're definitely the biggest counter to my character, who's great at close range, but has terrible defenses. And so if you have a big explosive thrown in my face as I'm killing them, like, I'm still gonna take damage and I'm gonna very nearly die. So luckily I have this pistol, which will allow me to smack people up at long range with very little effort needed. And so then all I need to do is just stay under this moving circle, and everything is gonna be all good in the neighborhood. Guy died by himself because I guess I was pretty close to finishing already. Gonna grab this chest, contemplate the meaning of life, and move on. Where do I go next? Oh, it's a wave thing? Okay. Pretty straightforward. Look at this guy, dead. He's supposed to be super powerful. He's gone in a shot. Easy. Alright, so now they want me to wait for yet another wave. Okay. And to be clear, this game allows me to start in later waves, but because I am so squishy, it's really bad for me to start in later waves, and it's always a 50-50 whether I actually last long or not, because my character's just not that good defensively. And all it takes is just some of those explosive guys to start taking more damage than they should. But it's okay, because the boss door is open, and that means I won't have to worry about that. Okay. This boss fight, I don't remember that well. The boss fights, oh yeah, this guy sucks. Okay, he's stuck, which is helpful. And the thing is that each boss exists at varying levels of difficulty, so they can start off very easy if I'm in the early levels, but then they turn very hard when I'm in the later levels. So this guy I could have fought with 1 health bar and I wouldn't be where I'm at now, and so he just took my only single revive without me even being in range of him. So what I should have done is switch to my pistol and shot him from range so I could protect myself, because I have no idea how he did that. And thanks to my little juggernaut guy, that big rock monster, he didn't chase after me. So I had a free self revive. I don't think I get another one of those. That's not to be confused with the continue token that I earned earlier, which again I'm not going to use because that would definitely overextend. And they just gave me another continue token. So let's just keep going. I do have limited ammo, but thankfully at least I think what's happening is that I keep picking up ammo as I open these chests. I took a break from yapping in the loading screen. It's so exhausting. I don't know how content creators do this, just a bunch of yap. I do enjoy it, but if it does feel weird, like doing this, like creating a video for people to watch me play a game, and then for me to be like acting like I have anything interesting to say. I don't actually think that. I just think people want to talk to someone, and honestly, so do I. Like I do enjoy the idea of interaction. So, don't get me wrong. Like, I appreciate it for very specific reasons, but it does, and then in reality, feel weird because it's like, well, it's a very one-sided conversation right now, And what I mean by that is that, practically speaking, like, you can comment on the video, and you know what, you should tell me what you think of this game so far. Does it look interesting? Would you buy it? But or you can tell me at the end of the video, but just tell me, you know, like let me know what you think of the game. Does it look interesting? Ignore the person playing the game, but don't ignore me too much. But I think what I'm saying is like, well, yeah, but there's only so much you can say, and ultimately I'm just here yapping to myself as a result of it, especially in real time, you know, which I guess is why some people prefer to stream. Destroy glitch siphons. Okay, pretty straightforward. Some people probably prefer to stream because then they can just ask people to talk to them while they're playing, which is cool. Not my thing, because I do like to have space to make mistakes, to be a human being, because I think that's one of the hard things is my human bodily functions are definitely in the way, like burping, like having to breathe air, like being overwhelmed by just being hyper focused on the game. All of that can be a lot, and I'm pretty distracted right now. Okay, turret, protect me! Okay, there's one thing I can do to save myself. I had to go to a revive station. If I do that, and it's not far, I can still revive myself while my turret smacks some people around. Okay, so you see, right now I'm about to revive myself using a revive station, because in a world of capitalism, you gotta pay to live. Hey. And now I'm gonna get my guy to protect me here while I work through the room and just clip everyone out. Oh, there's a chest here that might give me some health in return for picking it up. And then I think I just need to focus on the actual... I'm also not gonna use the pay system to heal myself, because I mean, it probably has its limits, but these guys don't let me do anything. Where is these? Jeez, where are the rest of them? I just jumped around over there and I didn't see anything. So you can see how this game gets pretty chaotic and painful for my specific character. Where is the stupid glitch siphon? Why is it hidden? Because it'd be too easy to do this once it was in any other case. Oh my gosh. How do I get back there? My gosh. You're kidding me. It was right... why do I have 700 close range weapons? I don't know. That was pretty overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie. Yikes. So... Hi, what's your day looking like so far? Because Jesus Louises, that was overwhelming. And I think I got distracted and stopped focusing on the objective, and then that really punished me. But hopefully I'm good now. I burped. Okay. No! No way I'm dying here. No! No. No, this isn't it. 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 I'm dying too fast. Wait, the revive system is here. It's right here. It's not it, and now I'm mad that it almost became it. Now, I will unleash my anger onto this world. Actually, I'm not doing that good. It's not looking good, guys. I'll do one more revive if this happens again. Okay, these guys... The problem is that this payment system only revives, it doesn't take care of me afterwards. Wait, what? Oh. I don't have enough? What's happening? You guys. No, this guy. No! I can't do it! I have to just go cry my filthy little tears in the bathtub. Why is the world so hard and so punishing? I'm so sorry. I just wanted to make you guys proud, but I'm not anything. I'm just a lame guy who's only 267. Now I shall go back into the void to cry myself to sleep. As you hopefully like, comment, and subscribe on this video so I can uncrawl from the abyss. Right? High five, guys. Okay, but seriously, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you around, and bye-bye.